Yo, what's up guys, your boy Nitrostorm here, welcome back to Wuthering Waves. So, we're going to be talking about Season 2 of Whimpering Wastes. So far, you must have only, if you've been watching my videos, you'll notice that I've only made one video for this month's rotation. And it's still this clear, where I used the Plunderer Captain Seal, because, you know, cheesing the heals, which I thought was nice. So as you can see, I barely got triple S, and we have to keep in mind that my Changli is S6 R5. Then again, I think with this team, Changli should still be able to, you know, defeat multiple waves even at S0 R1. So there is that as well. But overall, it was definitely a more difficult Infinite Torrents. The enemies are moving around a lot. Even though Gion has that, you know, vacuum cleaner capability, there will be cases where enemies are too spread out, essentially wasting DPS if you really think about it. And yeah, I couldn't take advantage of my Gion WhiWa build, which is the one, if I show it right now, which is the one where my Gion has less than 50% critical rate, but over 300% critical damage. And essentially the previous item brought him up to 87.5 crit rate and then about 380% critical damage, which was very nice for Whimpering Wastes. But this time he was definitely nerfed a lot, but you know, what can we do? And then in terms of the builds, you know, as obviously the usual stuff here for Changli. For Brent, I'm not really too sure. I believe I used the fusion set. Again, I'm still thinking about the tie-breaking courage set for Brent. You know, I'm not really too sure about that because I'm still trying to upgrade Changli.
I should try to
Sure, keep all your usual build.
The battlefield is dynamic.
I've already shown
Do not
you.
let your guard down.
He is R1, of course. And then all of this. And then, there you go. Mutefi, I did try him with the Imperial Anthem set for this run. I would say it's okay, but I might have to go back to Moonlit Cloud. I don't think it's good enough. And then Verena with the usual build. So yeah, not much to explain in this time around. It was definitely a straightforward reason as to why Whimpering Wastes was more difficult. Biggest reason was the fact that the buffs that we had to choose from, you know, we didn't really have a good selection. As you can see, this one is mid-air attacks, and it's only applied to mid-air attacks. This one increased the next Resonance Liberation damage by 120%. For 20 seconds after 10 instances of damage dealt by Resonance. So, while you might think this might be good for Zhang Liao, what it essentially does, after you deal 10 times, like, you know, deal damage 10 times, it's the next Resonance Liberation damage. So, since Zhang Liao's attacks always do Resonance Liberation damage on using the ult, you can see that, like, the next hit is 120% boosted, right? And then you have to, you know, ramp that up again. And then for this one, we have the Spectral Frazzle one. You would have to make someone become the, you know, dedicated Spectral Frazzle applicator. We do have Phoebe for that, but I'm not too sure if that will be, you know, I'm not sure if it's convenient considering we're trying to defeat multiple waves quickly. That's why we're left with either the Captain Seal or the Plunderer's Captain Seal. Technically speaking, this could have been better, the Judgment Flag, compared to the Captain Seal, if you really think about it. And then this one was nice because of the healing. This one is about cooldown. I'm not too sure yeah, I haven't actually tried this one yet. And then this one is basic attack crit damage. So this one's definitely good for Camellia, which I do not have. So yeah, overall, these ones pretty straightforward, the usual easy stuff, which I think is to be expected. It's mainly just the infinite torrents bit. I think players are struggling to even get the 4.5k, but you know, to be fair, if you get to 4k points, you're quote-unquote only missing out on 50 asterite, which is less than a third of a pull. So, you know, there is that to consider as well. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for Whimpering Wastes Season 2. Hopefully, they'll make things better for the next rotation. I'd prefer Whimpering Wastes to be a more for fun game mode. I do acknowledge that it is end game, but I think due to the fact that we're, you know, destroying multiple waves of enemies that aren't necessarily bosses, I think having a bit of fun factor added to the mix would make the player experience more enjoyable, in my opinion. So if you have any more questions in regards to Whimpering Wastes or anything to do with Wuthering Waves in general, do let me know down in the comments below. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.